The role of religious leaders in supporting education for Myanmar children and youth in times of conflict. Myanmar plus Thailand context. Role of religious leaders. How do religious leaders help address the collapse of education during conflict? Rightward arrow. Open monasteries, churches, mosques as safe learning places, organize volunteers, give hope. Notes: informal schools, trauma support, community tutoring, faith-based shelters. How can faith principles become a framework for education in war-torn areas? Rightward arrow. Use compassion, service, and discipline as learning values, teach peace and cooperation. Notes: moral education, nonviolence lessons, inclusive teaching. How do leaders keep children curious and creative during war? Rightward arrow. Use stories, art, music, and rituals to heal and inspire imagination. Notes: cultural learning, emotional recovery, joy through creativity. How can leaders unite when conflict is religiously divided? Rightward arrow. Form interfaith committees, share schools, focus on children's right to learn. Notes: peace education, cooperation across faiths, joint classes in camps. 2 challenges and gaps. What was the most unexpected obstacle in supporting education? Rightward arrow. Fear, mistrust, blocked travel, and loss of hope. Notes: security threats, parent fear, teacher fatigue. What hidden gaps exist beyond lack of resources? Rightward arrow. Missing mental health care, mentorship, and digital access. Notes: need for teacher training, emotional guidance, online tools. What are the main challenges for Myanmar youth in exile, Thailand? Rightward arrow. Identity loss, no certification, cultural isolation, joblessness. Notes: bridge schools, accredited online learning, livelihood programs. How can religious communities move from aid receivers to education leaders? Rightward arrow. Build education committees, train teachers, manage funds, work with NGOs. Notes: local ownership, transparent leadership, sustainability. Beyond classrooms, what is vital for displaced youth? Rightward arrow. Emotional strength, life skills, and moral support. Notes: mentorship, psychosocial care, resilience through faith. How can faith communities provide stability for displaced youth? Rightward arrow. Create routines, rituals, and safe communal spaces. Notes: shared prayer, meals, youth groups, identity rebuilding. 3 building networks and recommendations. If designing a sustainable education network, what core principles ensure longevity? Rightward arrow. 1. Local ownership. 2. Interfaith unity. 3. Flexible mobile/online learning. Notes: refugee hubs, hybrid schools, transparent coordination. What single key recommendation for governments and organizations? Rightward arrow. Recognize faith leaders as partners in education, not only spiritual figures. Notes: include in policy, fund local hubs, amplify youth participation. For summary. Religious leaders in Myanmar and Thailand sustain education through faith, community, and hope. Faith principles: compassion, respect, service create a moral foundation for learning. Creativity is preserved through art, play, and storytelling that heal young minds. Interfaith unity ensures access to education beyond sectarian divides. Main obstacles: fear, trauma, exile, weak certification, digital limits. Core solutions: community leadership, mental health care, mentorship, and flexible education systems. Sustainable networks rely on local control, unity, and adaptability. Policy action: include faith leaders directly in national and refugee education planning. Condensed summary. Faith leaders equals lifeline for learning in Myanmar and Thailand. Education through compassion, service, peace. Youth creativity kept alive by culture and community. Interfaith solidarity protects every child's right to learn. Main challenges: fear, trauma, disconnection. Path forward: leadership, psychosocial care, cooperation. Principles: ownership, unity, flexibility. Final message: faith and learning together give Myanmar's children a future of hope.